Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful video. Today we're reviewing the final, and now we're talking about part 2. And a little side note here, I'm going to change number, I'm going to move to number 2 first. I'm going to come back to number 1 later, and I can tell you why later too. But I'm going to start with number 2, and it says it's going to rotate 180 degrees about the origin, and what will be the coordinates of J prime. I have here... J I made purple, so that's what that is. So if I do the whole triangle, in fact I don't need the whole triangle for this, but I will just show you guys. If you rotate it 180 degrees, that's what you get. Now if you have patty paper and this is printed out for you, then that's really easy to tell. But there's another way to do this, and that is just to flip the signs of the coordinates. That only works for 180 degrees. So what I mean is the blue one is 0, -3, so it becomes 0, +3. Z is -4, 0, so that becomes 4, +4, 0. J is -5, -2, so J prime is +5, +2, and that's why the answer is well, C on that one. More on number 1 later. Okay. Whoop, getting ahead of myself here. Number 3. Which transformation performed on RP, which is the blue one, could have created the image R prime P prime? And just look at R and R prime. It just goes 2 to the right and 1 down, or 1 down and 2 to the right. And that's pretty easy because the only one there is D. Number 4. Suppose a triangle with... This sounds really complicated. I'll go ahead and read it. Listen to how complicated it sounds. Suppose a triangle with the vertices 3, 2 and 7, 5 and -2, 6 were dilated, with the center of dilation at the origin with a scale factor of 3. Which of these would be a vertex of the dilated figure? Select 3 that apply. Sounds really complicated, but just focus on the keywords dilated or dilation and scale factor. Don't let the words intimidate you, because all you have to do is super easy. You just multiply those coordinates by 3. And 3 because it's the scale factor. That's all you have to do. Just multiply the coordinates by 3. So for example, 3, 2 becomes 9, 6. 7, 5 becomes 21, 15. And then the last one becomes -6, -18. And so there you have your answer. D, E, and F. And you see, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that difficult. So don't get intimidated by these questions and the phrasing. Just focus on the words you understand. Number 5. Which of the following 4 triangles, D prime, E prime, F prime, is the image of triangle DEF that results from reflecting triangle DF across the y-axis? Well, what are they talking about? Well, look at the one up here on the right, DEF. They want us to reflect that across the y-axis. So this is triangle DEF right here. And so if you reflect those vertices, you just count. So for example, E is 2 units away from the y-axis. So 2, 2 is E prime. D is 5 units away from the y-axis, so that's 5, 2. And F is also 5 away. So you just count 5 and just go over 5 and plot that point. So we can connect that, connect those sides, and that's our triangle. Which one of these answers is the same as that? I think it's pretty obvious. It's this one right here. All right, number 6. And as always, try it yourself first. The scatter plot at right shows the total number of visitors at the beach on days throughout the summer and the average daily temperature on those days. Which statement is most strongly supported by the scatter plot? Well, I recommend looking at maybe a line of best fit. So like if you put a line here through all those points, not a perfect line, but you know, it's somewhat there. But the whole idea is that what's the slope? If the slope is positive, then there's a positive association. The higher the temperature, the more people. If the slope is negative, it'd be the other way around. But this is positive, so that means the higher the temperature, the more people. So the answer is B. Right there. Number 7. I could actually zoom in a little bit. Now here, where can I draw the line of best fit here? It's not actually obvious, right? Because you can maybe think, oh, it's straight across. No, maybe it's sloping down. It's really hard to tell. You know what that means? That means there's no association. There's no correlation at all. because you can't draw a line of best fit. So the answer is actually C. There is no relationship. Number 8. Now, if you have this already in the paper, right, if you have the one I handed out, there's a typo in there, and that was costly. I didn't make it, in my defense. But well, let's just see how we do this. So this one here is, we look at the y-intercept first, and so that's 20. And then you do the slope, so it goes up 20 and over 1,000. So that is a slope of 20 over 1,000, and that is C. Oh, I didn't see I had that there. Well, it's certainly not B, because the y-intercept is 40, and that's obviously wrong. So I crossed that out first. Then I did the slope, right? So rise of 20, run of 1,000, and that gives me my slope, which is 20 over 1,000. And that's what tells me the answer is C. All right, over here, from the blue point, it goes down 1, and then it goes 2 to the right. So that's a slope of negative 1 over 2. Obviously, the y-intercept is positive 1, so it can't be C. Why did I cross that? Oh, yeah. And that one's a positive slope, and we can't have that. And so it can't be C. So the reason why it can't be B is because it has a positive slope, and we know that's not right. And then the reason why it can't be C is because the y-intercept is 2. So I can get rid of those right away. And then I'm just looking at the slope, and I see negative 1 over 2. So it has to be D. And that is the answer. Hope that was helpful to you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day.